Doma Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now some interesting news coming from a boxing legend, Larry Holmes. Larry Holmes is one of the top 5 of all time. I think probably when we talking about jabs in boxing, his name will come up. I mean, you just go look at him a little bit and see, check his jab out. Larry Holmes he's ridiculous, right? Now he's a 72-year-old man, and the older you get, the more truth you tell, right? And so Larry Holmes has been talking, and he said something interesting, which the people of present day should kind of pay attention to. He was like, you know something, these heavyweights are just too big. There should be a limit on how tall they is, you know. And I'm just going to add, and probably there should be a limit on, how heavy they are. You know what I'm saying? Just my little personal opinion. Maybe they shouldn't be able to get over 280, right? Or maybe 270, 280, right? So they'd have to, lose some weight if they're over 310 pounds. Maybe lose some weight to get down to 280 so they can fight somebody. So it's not more than like a 50-pound disparity in weight or something like that. But he's saying they're so big, that it's a lot of times, and his point was, like I've seen someone else say recently, like people like Tyson Fury are extremely huge and tall and big, and then somebody smaller was fighting them. For example, Larry Holmes is only 6'2". So those are the things that he was saying. Maybe there needs to be a limit. And I was just thinking, see, that is something that would tell you, if you pay attention, that fighters like Alexander Usyk or like a Deontay Wilder, when you're talking weight, Alexander Usyk, when you're talking just height and everything, right? And he's not big, coming from cruiserweight, able to beat these bigger guys. Deontay Wilder, he's tall, but he's being outweighed in all of these fights. And these two guys have done remarkable things when you're looking at size and weight. And they've kind of disrespected. When you're talking about Deontay Wilder, there's a lot of disrespect there. Not people really recognizing what you're really seeing. And Alexander Usyk, there's a little disrespect there. Not really recognizing them. And just recognizing some of the things that he's achieved and how he's achieved them. And I'll just say, I'll go into it with a little bit. We talk about Alexander Usyk, for example. Alexander Usyk, now people are saying, he's coming into his own. He's basically, people are starting to understand, well, that guy's come for cruiserweight, and he was able to beat, Anthony Joshua twice, right? But he, came in, beat Witherspoon, he beat Chisora, and, he didn't beat him that bad. Then he beat Anthony Joshua 2 good times, to be honest with you, right? So now they're seeing because he moved up in weight. But it's also, he's always been awesome. The things he did at cruiserweight, that's some unprecedented things. I know, Evander Holyfield was undisputed as well at cruiserweight. But the way he did it, being undisputed in everybody's backyard, going to everybody's backyard to beat them directly in their home. For Marco Huck, Marius Briedis, and Marek Gassev to win that Super 6 tournament or WBSS tournament, beating Michael Hunter before that, beating Joe Joyce already, beating Tony Bellew after that. This guy, and never fighting at home. Those are the things, so a lot of times, through our arrogance of, you're not knowing the opponents, right? People are not really paying attention to that. That resume is ridiculous. Marco Huck is a legend. Marius Gassiev is probably one of the hardest hitting cruiserweights when he was there. And Marius Briedis is still one of the top 3 in cruiserweights right now. He was the best, but he lost him your boy Osteopor, I forget his name. But Southern Hemisphere dude. Bad now. Southpaw. It was a good fight, and so they got to recover. But Briedis is still good. So his achievements, Alexander Usyk, are kind of ridiculous. And he's been the best guy from Ukraine, really. People kind of focused on Lomachenko, but this guy here has been ridiculous the whole time. And he's doing that against guys that are bigger than him, having to figure it out. And that's why I say sometimes, like, people like, Errol Spence is not in my top 5, right? For Errol Spence, he's not in my top 5 because of reasons like this. Usyk is figuring out how to beat bigger guys. Errol Spence hasn't done that yet. He's going to when he moves up in weight. But so far, Errol Spence, he's bigger than the guys. Be able to walk them down and keep coming forward. Then when those things don't work, you got to figure something else out. And when he does that, then he will automatically go in the top 5. But this guy here, Alexander Usyk, is doing that, right? And it's just awesome to see. And he also, another thing, wants to get undisputed. He's not trying to have anyone else in his division that's better than him. I love that. And now we go to Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder learned how to box, 19, and knocked out about 40 guys right in a row. And people, will say, well, this is a bum or that. First of all, Deontay Wilder, from fight 0 to 10, he's a bum himself. So you're not supposed to just come in knocking people out. It ain't like Deontay Wilder went through school and the Golden Gloves and was fighting since he was little. He walked in the damn gym at 19. He was a bum, right? So he bummed his way to like a 10-0 or 12-0. And then at that point, maybe you couldn't call him a bum. He's getting better, right? Novice and learning. But as he's learning and as he's getting rid of his bumhood, he's knocking people bigger than him out, which is ridiculous. And so you can knock out about 40 of them, and they're an average weight of 20 to 25 pounds heavier than you. It goes into unprecedented and historic. The only guy who beat him, for example, is a big, huge log of a guy. Big lug. 6'9", 270. And they say he's such a good boxer, he's good for heavyweight because of how big he is. Right? Tyson Fury is the Kevin Durant of boxing. He's the Kevin Durant of boxing. Kevin Durant got handles for a 7-footer. His handles are pretty good for if he was 6'3". But for a 7-footer, yeah, you better not be 7 foot trying to stick Kevin Durant, because you're gonna he gonna cross your ass over on national TV. That you better not be a big lug and not too fast when you fight Tyson Fury, because I'm taller than you, I got the reach, and I can move for my size, right? He's the Kevin Durant of that. But for Deontay Wilder, for example, to be able to knock this Kevin Durant down for 4 fights, 2 fights, the guy has a long count, right? And gets up. But to be able to knock him down when others can't really touch him is also something. And another thing about why I say about wanting to be undisputed and stuff like that, wanting to fight everybody. Deontay Wilder, here's something. I'm sorry, I got to go back to Errol Spence on this one, right? We don't ask Errol Spence to do what Deontay Wilder did. Deontay Wilder got a fat, 2-time doped, but lineal champion, people was telling him, got Tyson Fury off the couch, motivated him, right, through speeches and trying to talk to him to get him out of his depression. First, we forget that. He's the reason Tyson Fury got up, motivated him. Told him, man, we ain't got no negotiations. You're getting 50-50. Get your butt off the couch. You're the lineal champ. Give me 50-50. People telling me because Anthony Joshua don't want to fight me. Right, I tried that with everything I had. Right, that didn't work out. So the next one they're talking about is you. I couldn't get undisputed, but this lineal out here is on my nerves. Get up and get 50%. We ain't got no time for negotiation. Right? Errol Spence could do the same thing with Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford is just simply not on the couch out of shape. And he's not bigger than him. Terrence Crawford's smaller than Errol Spence, but he's also like lineal. It should irk him. I got the other belt for him to be undisputed, and I've been number 1 pound for pound, right? There's reasons to say, man, shoot, you better come on here. We don't ask Errol Spence to chase Terrence Crawford around in his city and call him out and make sure to make his promoter make the fight. We're not asking him to do that. We just hold up. You can get the most money. You can do this. Deontay Wilder forced damn near Terrence Crawford, his version of Terrence Crawford being Tyson Fury off the damn couch and getting 50-50. I'm saying is we could have asked that. We didn't have those kind of issues with Deontay Wilder because he was doing everything to fight Anthony Joshua for undisputed. That didn't happen. Then he goes and does everything to fight big old Tyson Fury, 50 pounds heavier than him, and way more skilled, right? So those are the things for little guys. So when Larry Holmes is talking about, we could put a size limit on stuff like that because boxing is so, people are a lot bigger and it's not like it used to be. Everybody's around the same size. Some huge dudes coming in there. Yeah, it's some people that are handling these huge dudes like a Alexander Usyk and a Deontay Wilder, right? Handling their business in that, you know, in this era, which means you watch some historic, legendary things. Don't let nobody tell you you're not seeing it. You are. Those guys are awesome, and they're doing it. You know, we actually listen to me say this too. Alexander Usyk and Deontay Wilder could go in that new weight thing that the WBC made up called Bridger weight. They can both go there and probably win the title if they wanted to, because they are Bridger weights, right? That one goes up to from 200 to 220. That's that new weight, because people know there's some size differences that are going on, and what they're indirectly saying is Deontay Wilder, Alexander Usyk, y'all seriously awesome for being up at the top echelon with the situation we have right now. Y'all following that? Dome Sports Talk Worldwide. And I'm up out of here, y'all.